Hello student. Today we will discuss about the traffic volume. This is your another of your topic under this module of your traffic engineering. So as you know that the traffic engineering is your module 2 in your curriculum. So traffic volume. So first, what is traffic volume? So before going to the study, let me introduce myself. As you all know, myself Dr. Devashish Das. I am Assistant Professor of Civil Engineering Department of GIS College of Engineering. Here is my email ID and mobile number and WhatsApp number is given. So if you have any doubt, you can reach me at any time. So what is traffic volume? So traffic volume is basically the number of the vehicles crossing a section of a road per unit time at any selected view. So there are three parameters you think you have to keep in your mind. One is the number of the vehicle, another is the portion of the road, and the third one is the unit time, the time factor. So number of the vehicle, the length of the road, and the time. These are the three parameters you need to be estimated, or you need to be considered during calculation of the traffic volume. So traffic volume is used to quantify the measure of the flow. The commonly unit of this traffic volume is, as you know, the number of the vehicles per unit time, or number of the vehicle per hour. It is in terms of hour or in terms of day. So in day and in hours, it is a unit of time. So the what is the objective and uses of the traffic volume study? Why we do the traffic volume study? So it is generally accepted at a true measures of the relative importance of road, and in deciding the priority for improvement and expansion. It is used in planning traffic operation, control of existing facilities, and also for planning for the new facilities. It is used in the analysis of traffic pattern and trend, useful in structural design of pavement. Pedestrian traffic volume study is used for planning sidewalk, crosswalk, subway, and pedestrian signal. So the traffic volume, as I said in your starting classes, the traffic is consist of two type of traffic. One is vehicular traffic, another is non-vehicular. Means what is more your vehicular means the your two-wheeler, four-wheeler, buses, trucks. Another is your pedestrian traffic. So pedestrian volume. So for while we calculation the traffic volume, we need to calculate both this traffic vehicular volume and the pedestrian volume. So why it is required? It is required for construction of any road, for renovation of any existing road, or construction of any new road, or for your geometric design of the road, or for implementing the control measures. And the pedestrian is for sidewalk or crosswalk or the subway type of system. Next is the scope of the volume study. So what are the various scope? In which aspect the volume study is important? So the volume study, the various scopes are design, planning, improvement, dynamic traffic management, estimating highway uses, computing accident rate, and traffic stream, the flow of the traffic stream. So basically to find out this following parameters, the traffic volume study is highly essential. So the main methods of counting, so there are two types of method. The primarily there are broadly divided in two types of method. One is manual method, another is automated traffic volume method. Method means method of counting the traffic volume. So what are those in manual method? That is the direct method and the indirect method. And what are the in automated? There is a contact system and contactless system. Now we will discuss in details what are the manual and automated traffic volume counting system. So what is manual method? Counts are typically used to gather data for determination of the traffic volume, classification, turning movement, direction of travel, pedestrian movement, or vehicular occupancy. Most applications of manual count record small sample of data at any given location. So the manual count is basically done for your vehicular classification, for your turning movement, for direction of travel, and the various type of vehicular occupancy to perform the characteristics of the vehicles. Next is the manual counts are sometimes used when the effort and expenses of automatic equipment are not justified. Means I have no sufficient amount to install the automated system, because you are aware about that the cost of any automated system rather than the manual system is higher. So whenever we are talking about the calculation of the traffic volume through automated traffic system, the cost will be comparatively higher than the manual method. So if I don't have the that sufficient amount of the infrastructure or that sufficient amount of the money, then we go for the manual count. The manual counts are necessary when automatic equipment is not available. Manual counts are typically used for period of less than a day. Normal intervals for a manual count are 5, 10, 15 minutes. So as it is carried out by some human beings, so there are lots of restrictions are there. So keeping that the time restriction, because continuous data recording is not possible for a human being, so there must be some intervals are there. So intervals are divided in 5 minutes, 10 minutes and the 15 minutes like segment. The traffic count during a Monday morning rush hour and a Friday evening rush hours may show exceptional high volume and are not normally used in analysis. Yes, the traffic volume are counted on various time of a day and various day of a week and various week of a month. So that there may not be any insignificant data collection. Suppose I have collected a data in morning, Monday morning or in the Friday evening, so there may be some chances. What are the chances? Suppose in the Monday morning, the maximum offices, the passengers are moving to their workplaces. The movement of the traffic is maximum as the Monday morning and the Friday evening, because the people are went for the workplaces, they are returning to home for a vacation or for a weekend, so that the movement of the traffic at Friday evening and Monday morning is maximum. So it is not preferable to take the data only for those two times. You can take the data on Monday morning and Friday evening, but that should not be your exceptional. That should be not your mandatory data. Means there should be some substantial data collected for different time also. So that time the data during that time can be avoided. Therefore, counts are usually conducted on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yes, but again, I am repeating that the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is not a fixed. Suppose for any traffic volume count in the shopping area, the shoppings are basically gathered in the weekend. So you have to follow the weekend data also. You have to collect the weekend data also. So this is not the standard that you have to collect the data only to one Wednesday, Thursday, or the Tuesday. The data collection is typically based on the purpose of this land. Means the land use, means the land are used for which purpose, whether it is some office purpose or school purpose or shopping purpose. So if it is a shopping purpose, then maximum people are prefer to go to shopping at the weekend. So you have to take the data for the weekend, so that because at the maximum traffic volume, because you have to also take the maximum volume if suppose the area is particularly shopping area. So in that shopping area, the throughout the week the people are coming here to for shopping. So you have to take the shopping data at the maximum value also, which will the peak will be found at the weekend. So it is preferable in some cases to collect the data in weekend also. So it is suggested that you collect the data in a particular location in some one day in the weekend, another day in the weekdays, so that you can get a rough estimate of the traffic volume on that particular area for a particular week. Next is the manual count. So manual count is what? A manual classified count involves computing or counting all the vehicles passing a selected location on a road for a predetermined period of time. The count is conducted by persons standing at the roadside and recording passing vehicles on a form, hence the term manual traffic count. This distinguished it from count by machines that can be recorded passing automatically, which are known as the automated traffic count. So a surveyor is standing at the roadside, he collected the number of the vehicles, how many vehicles are going, how many vehicles are coming, which type of vehicles are going, which type of vehicles are coming, are recorded by manually. Now there must be some proper sheet so that proper sheet of the format, so that the person standing over there, he or she can collect the data. So that is that sheet or that data sheet is known as the tally sheet. So we will discuss about in the later stage. So what is the manual procedure? Method procedures. The number of the observer required depends upon the lens and type of the information required. Yes, if the number of lanes will be more, then the number of the person required for that area will be more. More desirable to record traffic in each direction of travel by posting separate observe for each direction. For all days count, work in the three shift can be arranged. Data is recorded by 5 dash system. So what is 5 dash system? I have already discussed in the introduction classes that if suppose there will be a segment of 5 vehicles, means suppose there are 5 vehicles are moving, so we will, okay, I will show you, the data sheet. What is the 5 dash system? So this is the equipment for the manual count: the stopwatch, the clipboard, the pencil, rubber, sharpener, data sheet. So these are the few basic instrument or basic equipment are required for the manual count. So the manual count data, as I said, that it is recorded in a tally sheet. So what is tally sheet? So tally sheet is basically the recording data onto the tally sheet is the simplest mean of conduction of the manual count. Okay, very fine. The data can be recorded with a tick mark on a pre-prepared field form. So the form should be pre-prepared, means it is prepared before going to the field. A watch or a stopwatch is necessary to measure the desired count of interval. Yes, it is recorded. So this is the traffic tally sheet. So what is tally sheet? What is written over here? The name of the road, means where you are conducting the survey. The road number, if it is available, put the road number. A direction from to, means it is going to north direction, going to south direction. So such type of direction always be there in the road, based on some your permanent structure, based on some identification of the location. There must be some form and two. The station name, the station number, uh, the okay. So let it zoom in. Okay, so this is the enumerator. Enumerator means the enumerator, then the supervisor. Who is the supervisor? Date of the survey and the number of the sheet. So this is the traffic count tally sheet. So if you see that there in the extreme left corner there is a hours counted, means how many hours. So this each hour, suppose from you are conducting the survey from morning 8 to evening 8. So each hour is divided in 4 segment of 15 minutes. So if it is a 8 hours, mean 8 into 4, total 32 segments are there. This is a standard form. It is not mandatory. You can also subdivide the duration in 10 minutes, in 20 minutes. So as less will be the duration, the data will be more accurate. So in a standard form, we will consider as a 15-minute survey. Next is the motorized. The vehicle traffic are divided in two types. One is motorized, another is your non-motorized. So motorized are various types of cars: the heavy truck, medium truck, small truck, large truck, mini buses, then your micro buses, utility cars, car and auto rickshaw, motorcycle. So these are some type of motorized. Now, as you remembered, I have mentioned one time that we have to convert this vehicle in a standard value. That is called the PCU value, the passenger car unit. So what is the value? I have give some example. So today we will see the details about the PCU value as suggested by the IRC guideline. Means we have to convert this heavy truck into some standard value, in medium truck into the standard value. So what is the standard value? So the standard value is this car. Means we have to convert all such type of vehicles in a car. That is why it is known as the passenger car unit, PCU. Next is the non-motorized. Non-motorized means bicycle, cycle, rickshaw, animal and push cart. So these are the some non-motorized vehicles. So in this way we have to collect the data. Okay, so next we will see the survey procedure. What is the survey procedure? So the procedures are divided in 4 steps. First we have to prepare with the data sheet, with the selection of the traffic location, then the select the location. Sorry, next is the come in the location, means we have to select the study area or the study location. Next we have to collect the data, we complete the study, and finally we prepare the document. So under the preparation, what are those? So under the preparation, basically communicate with other staffs and department, review historical data trends, review citizen input and request traffic control. Next is the select location. So while we select the location, we have to three things keep in your mind. First, select the proper location. The proper location in terms that should be a proper area where the maximum traffic are moving. So it is not we will not select such a location where the traffic movements is less throughout the year. So we have to keep in your mind that the area where there will be traffic jam, where is the congestion of the road, where the traffic speed are comparatively less compared to the standard value, at that location basically we will give some emphasis. Next is the plan the data collection preparation. They complete the pre-study documentation. Complete study, and the complete study collect the data, evaluate the data, calculate the traffic volume trends, and finally the reports has been prepared, the file the reports and communicate the result. So these are some survey procedure. Next we will discuss the what is this tally sheet, what is this 5 dash method. So the 5 dash methods is basically suppose here go to the tally sheet. Suppose here one vehicle is one heavy truck coming, one two now second heavy truck, two third heavy truck, three four heavy truck, four, and when we will go for the five heavy truck, we just cross this segment, that is called the 5 dash. The one option is this, or another option is we will give another dash at the number fifth vehicle. So there are two options, either we go for 5 dash for 5 number of vehicle, or we will go for 4 dash, and for the fifth vehicle we will cross that 4 dash, and it is called as the 5 dash system. So this is a type of the vehicle type, or tally sheet means car, how many CNG, how many buses, in terms of the PCU value. So what are the advantages? So basically the advantages are these details such as the vehicle classification and number of occupants can be obtained from this volume study. Recording turning movement data of vehicles at intersection, analyzing traffic characteristics in usual conditions such as adverse weather condition, traffic breakdown, temporary closure of any lane of the highway, etc. And the comparative cheaper method of counting, data accumulation by manual method are easy to analyze. What are the disadvantage? Not practicable to have manual count for 24-hour data throughout the year. Yes, as I said that the manual data is collected completely by manual method. When one person are standing over there, he or she will collect the data. So it is in general, it is not possible for any person or for a group of person to standing over there for 24 hours and to collect the data throughout the year. But for automated, where we can install some automated machine or some camera that can be record the data throughout the year, throughout for any time, for any instance of time. So that is the main disadvantage of the manual method. The count of remote area is possible by automatic devices. Next is the automated counting method. So what are till now we are discussing about the manual counting method. Now we will discuss about the automated counting method. So in automated counting method, what is automatic counting method? An automatic survey involves placing a tube or loops across a road which is connected to a box containing the means for storing the information. So there will be, so this is a road, this is one part of the road, that is the another portion of the road. So the roads are connected with some wire, and the two end are connected with bolts. So that is here written that automatic survey involves placing a tube or loop. This is known as the tube. This the connector between two portion of the road is known as the tube. So these tubes are connected both end with some bolt. So whenever some vehicles are moving through the road, it will have some impression or have some pressure on that tube. So whenever based on the pressure of that vehicle, the tube itself find out that which type of vehicles are moving and how many number of vehicles are moving for different classes of the vehicle. So in this method, the vehicles are counted automatically without any human involvement. There are two techniques for automatic counting: contact system based and contactless system. So what is the contact system based? So suppose pneumatic tube, the mechanical arrangement, the magnetic system. And what are the contactless? Suppose CCTV imaging, or then your infrared, microwave. So these are some contactless. So the automatic method, the automated count method provide a means For gathering large amount of traffic data, automatic counts are usually taken in 1 hour interval for each 24 hours period. The count may be extended for a week, month, or a year. Yes, as it is automated, so there is no requirement of the human being. So it can give you a data for each day, each hour, each minute, each month, and for even for the next 2 years. When the counts are recorded for each 24 hours time period, the peak flow period can be identified. Yes, for identifying the peak flow, it is suitable to get a data for the year. But in practical sense, when you go for the manual data collection, the throughout year data is not available. So if we want to find out the peak value for any region, so it will be always suitable to go for the automatic system. But due to the insufficient of the fund or the insufficient of the automated equipment, in many cases, with the though it is preferred or suggested automatic, we have to go for the manual survey. Next is the automatic counts are recorded using one of these three methods: the portable counter, the permanent counter, and the video tape. So the automated method, the portable counter. Say portable counter. So if you see that there is a one tube and it is connected in both sides by some bolt. The portable counting is a form of manual observation. Portable counter serves the same purpose as manual count, but with automatic counting equipment. The period of data collection is using this method is usually longer than when using the manual count. The portable count method is mainly used for 24 hours count. The pneumatic rods tubes are used to conduct this method of automated count. Specific information pertaining to the pneumatic tubes can be found in the user's manual. Automatic method of permanent counters. So what are the permanent counters? Permanent counters are used when long term counts are to be conducted. The counts could be performed every day for a year or more. Means this permanent count is means we have to install this instrument for a long period, so suppose also 1 year. So for that purpose we use the permanent counters, or the previous one, the portable counter is for a 24 hours collection for a particular day. That is the portable counter. And the video tape or the videographic, it observed can be recorded count by data by videographic traffic, because in some places you can find out some CCTV or videography installed at some a signal at some intersection or some portion of the road. So that video recording basically used for two aspects. One is for the safety aspect, another is also for the counting aspect. So that is basically two in one purpose. So from the installation of any videography or CCTV in a particular location, we can track the criminal record, or we can track the accident history from that camera, and apart from that, we can also find the traffic volume data for that area. So these are some your videographic tips. What video or camera or the CCTV camera is installed over here. So from that camera we can find out the data. So this is a pneumatic road tube. So in pneumatic road tube scenario, sensors send a burst of air pressure along the rubber tube when the vehicle tire passes over it. So basically it sends a signal in terms of based on the tire pressure. So based on the tire pressure, they can find out that which type of vehicles are moving, because for each type of vehicle, it is a different type of tire pressure is there due to the self weight of that particular vehicle. So this is the example of the pneumatic tube for calculation. This is a bending plate calculation. Bending plate is also a type of instrument which count the your traffic volume data. So these are the few equipments are used for your automatic counted data, that is the pneumatic tube or the weight in motion sensor type. This is the vehicle counting by video camera. Yes, these are the video camera installed over here, and the vehicles counted by video camera. This is again the video camera installed in different fascination. This is a count by some bending plate method. This is another bending plate method. This is a pneumatic tube method. So these are few example of the various types of the data collection. Now what are the factors affecting the counting? The weather condition, definitely. Purpose of the traffic count, method of the traffic counting, location of the counting site, traffic flow level, road type, traffic composition. So these are some parameters which affect the traffic volume count. Now, how we present? Suppose now we have collected the data. So, after collection of the data, we have to represent the traffic volume. Yes, definitely. Without representing the data, we cannot obtain the result, and without obtaining the result, we cannot prepare the report. So, our ultimate aim is to prepare the report, and based on the report, we have to implement the thing. So, the first process is to collect the data. Now, yes, we have collected data through manual survey or through automated survey. Now, we have to represent the data through some means. So what are the means? So the traffic flow map, the intersection flow diagram, the train charts. So what are these things? The traffic flow maps are shows the volume along the various routes by using your band proportion of the traffic volume carried. The thickness of line represent the traffic volume. Next, what is the intersection flow diagram? Give the direction and the volume of the traffic flow at intersection. Next is the trend chart. So the hourly, daily, and monthly changes. Mean from the title itself, you can find out the meaning. The trend means which trend it is following. Means whether it only the we can found out that only the auto rickshaw is the predominant for that particular area, or the your toto is the predominant for that particular area, or the buses are the predominant for that particular area. So which trend that particular road is following, that is we can find out from this traffic volume data. What are the basic terms? So these are the basic terms are used for representation of the traffic volume, that is called AADT and ADT. So AADT is the annual average daily traffic and ADT is the average daily traffic. So you can find out the meaning of these two terms from their name itself. Average daily traffic means the average traffic on a daily basis, and annual average means on an annual basis, means year basis. So the in annual average daily traffic is the total yearly volume divided by the number of the days in the year. So yes, it is 365. So the total volume in a per day will be represent as the AADT. And what is ADT? The total number of volume during a given time period in a whole day greater than 1 day or less than 1 year. So so ADT always should be less than 1 year and can be greater than of 1 day. Yes, now we come to the terms as a passenger count unit. As I told you that we have to normalize the value of the all the classification of the vehicles in a particular type of the vehicle, that is called the four wheeler or car. So what is the process? That is called the PC. So the different classes of the vehicles have a wide range of the statics characteristics, means the dimension and the dynamic characteristic. Apart from this, the driver behavior of the different vehicles classes is also found to be very considerable. Therefore, the mixed traffic flow characteristics are very much complex, and when compared to the homogeneous traffic, and it is difficult to estimate the traffic volume capacity of roadway under the mixed traffic flow unless the different classes of vehicles are converted in a common standard value. Definitely. So you have to convert the different classes of the vehicles in a particular unit. Therefore, it is common practice to consider the passenger car as the standard vehicle unit to convert the other vehicle classes, and the unit is called as the passenger car unit, PCU. So the PCU, it is the common practice to consider the passenger car as the standard vehicle unit to convert the other vehicle classes, and this unit is called as the passenger car unit. Thus, in mixed traffic flow, the traffic volume and the capacity are generally expressed as PCU per hour or PCU per lane per hour, and the traffic density as PCU per kilometer length of the road. So this is the standard value as per the IRC 86 is given, and again this PCU value is different for the rural road and the urban road. So this is the one type of the PCU conversion value. So if suppose there is a 10 number of two-wheeler or the motorcycle are there, we have to multiply the 10 number with a factor value of 0.5. So means we have to convert this two-wheeler into a four-wheeler. Then the passenger car is, as we consider or as we convert all vehicles in a passenger car, so this value is considered to be 1. Next is the cycle rickshaw, this is 1.5, the truck or buses it is 3, and in this way for different type of vehicles the different PCU value or the equivalent factor is given. So what are the factors affecting the PCU? The factors affecting the PCU, yes, definitely the dimension, the vehicular characteristics. So if you remember in vehicular characteristic, we have said it is the static characteristics and the dynamic characteristics. What is the static characteristics? The dimension, the weight to power ratio, then your height of the vehicle, then the ground clearance. These are some static characteristics. And dynamic characteristics, the your speed, the acceleration, deceleration, these are some dynamic characteristics. Next is the vehicle speed distribution of the mixed traffic stream volume to capacity ratio. Roadway characteristics, regulation and control of traffic, environmental and climatic condition. So this is all about your idea about the traffic volume count. So basically what we to summarize it, so we can say that the traffic volume is basically to number of the vehicle for unit road length of the road per unit time for any certain for any instance of the time. So this is calculate the unit of the volume is your PCU per hour or PCU per day. So first, what is PCU? So the PCU basically the passenger car unit, means we have to standardize the value for different classes of vehicle in a particular standard value, and for that the IRC 86 has given some suggestion. So basically here comes the two part. One is the traffic volume count, another is traffic volume presentation. So traffic volume is basically counted in two methods. One is manual method, another is your automated method. What are the manual and automated I have discussed. This is the just summary of your today's classes. And the next thing is your representation. So we represent the traffic volume data in two parameters. One is ADT, that is the average daily traffic. Another is AADT, annual average daily traffic. So this is the all about your today's class. So if you have any query, any suggestion or any doubt from these classes, you may please contact with the given email ID and your mobile number and WhatsApp number. So till the next classes, thank you.